Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for coming to today's Marshall County Board of Supervisors meeting. As we meet in the courthouse, meeting room number 2, northeast corner, 3rd floor, with all 3 members present. At this time, I'd like to ask you to please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Just kind of a notice to the public, the Board of Supervisors welcomes comments from the public during the meeting and the time allowed for discussion. You are requested to approach the microphone, state your name for the record, and limit the time used to present your remarks in order that others may be given the opportunity to speak. The normal process on any agenda item is for the chairperson to read the item from the agenda. The board is given an opportunity to comment on the issue and or place a motion on the floor. An opportunity for discussion may be presented, at which time the public may participate, and a roll call vote will follow. First item on the agenda is the approval or amendment of the agenda that has been presented.
Mr. Chairman, a motion that we approve the agenda is printed.
Mr. Chairman, I would second that motion, please.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Patton.
Yes.
Gravenbauer.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Moving on to the consent agenda, the approval of the minutes from regular session of September 22, 2015. Number 3, the annual manure management plan update, Lincoln Feeders ID number 58283. Manure management plan update has been received and placed on file. There were no changes to this manure management plan. And number 4, approval of claims as audited, and authorize the county auditor and recorder to issue payment of same. The listing of claims paid at this meeting will be included with all claims paid for the month of October. The October list of claims will be paid part of the first meeting in November. I'm going to entertain a motion on our consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the consent agenda as printed.
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Patton.
Yes.
Gravenbauer.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
All right, moving to item number 5, a presentation of an insurance update. We've got Bobby Schomo with us, and Schomo Madsen, Steve Madsen also here. They'll be giving an insurance update. And Bobby?
Microphone on?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Just wanted to stop by and give you an update on the renewal. Just got numbers in from EMC. Very good renewal. We are down $88,000 over last year, and it is primarily due to the workers' compensation line. If you remember at the last renewal, we got into a fairly good discussion on our work comp claims. And there was some frustration from the insurance company, and that they weren't getting as much participation from some of the departments as they would like to have received. And I do want to make sure that you're aware, Paul has done a great job of getting secondary roads on board with our return to work program. We've seen a huge change in the number of work comp claims being submitted and the severity of the claims. What's that mean to you in real dollars? On last renewal, your mod was 1.5, which simply means compared to similar risks, you were about 50% more risky than the average risk. And you were getting charged a 50% premium because of that. We had a great experience in 2014. The mod dropped from a 1.5 all the way down to a 1.07, which puts us almost back to normal. I gave you a handout, and it shows you the years that got us in trouble, which were 2011 and 2013. They're orange on the highlighted sheet that I gave you. I told you, I would tell you that for the companies, about a 50% loss ratio is pretty close to a break even for them by the time they pay all their employees, overhead expenses, et cetera. We turned in a 339% loss ratio a year, 119%, which is extremely unprofitable. I would applaud EMC for sticking with the county through these years. I would applaud the county, and I would applaud you as supervisors for agreeing to meet with loss control on a renewal 2 years ago to discuss putting in a return to work program and a light duty program. As a result of that, our most 2 recent years, 49,000 in losses in 2014, which is an 18% loss ratio, a 12% loss ratio in 2015, which was 41,000 in losses. those are 2 great years that are going to affect our mod, which means our mod is going to continue to drive down. So when we met with Dawn Williams 2 years ago and we looked at this, she gave me a 5-year program to turn this work comp around. I told her I couldn't do it on my own, that I needed the support of the supervisors and the department heads, and I just wanted to stop by today and thank you for your support. We're getting the results we wanted. It's turning even quicker than I thought it would. I would applaud secondary roads and building and grounds for jumping on board so well. One department that I'd like to see jumping on a little bit more, we'll continue to work on that. But thank you guys, and the county is being demonstrated some great savings because of our efforts on this workers' compensation line.
But Bobby, what would have happened if we'd have continued to that 119%?
Well, we would eventually gotten to a point where EMC would not have wanted to renew your work comp.
And then what would we do?
We would throw you into a pool, the state pool, which obviously the rates are even higher. Then it would have gotten ugly and uglier. I'm glad we didn't get to that point.
Mm-hmm. If we'd have had 100% participation in all our departments, would that have been less unlikely had we stayed at 119? Or is 119 still the magic number that they don't want to see?
Well, 50% is the number they'd like to see.
That's what they'd like to see.
50% or less. Any business, Denny, if you're spending $1 for every dollar you're making, no one's making any money, right?
Sure.
So about 50% on the dollar is break even for the insurance company. It's hard for me to speak as to what would have happened if the department heads had participated. But without a return to work program, without a light duty program, what tends to happen is the claims get larger, faster. And if you can imagine, if someone is off work and they're being paid to be off work, they're de-incentivized to come back. Light duty, a return to work program helps get people back and moving, helps get the county back to functionality. And like I said, we've seen some good results because of it. EMC's done a great job with their loss control efforts. The county's done a great job of getting on board. Like I said, just one more department I'd like to see get on board a little bit deeper into the commitment.
You know, we did have real deep discussions on the return to work and light duty. And we've made some real headway. It looks to me, by looking at the numbers here, we're probably 2 years away from really making headway, because if we have 2 more decent years, it will drop off 2 more bad years.
Absolutely.
Off of our chart, and they kind of follow us for a 5-year period. Is there anything that we can do from the safety programs and the things that EMC has put in place that we can ratchet this up even more?
I think the only thing we have truly left to do is to get that one last department on board completely. The department heads are doing a good job staying in regular contact with EMC's loss control and vice versa. The results speak for themselves. We've had 2 really, really good years. And like I said, when Don and I talked about this 2 years ago, and she said, this is a serious problem, I'm going to give you 5 to turn it around. Once you guys got on board, it's moving in the right direction. It's moving in the right direction quickly.
Well, we were very close to being in a tremendously bad situation budget-wise on our work comp.
Well, and as I spoke to Denny,
Yep.
It could have been even worse. If we'd have continued to have those type of results, we might have been in a situation where we had a tough time actually placing your work comp.
When we go back to 213 and 211.
We were a little nervous.
With the 1 year being the good one.
Yeah.
And that was over the 50% that we're looking for. So I guess
I mean, these are good numbers,
now.
but I think we can get better.
We can get better. Absolutely, we can get better.
See, actually, next year's gotta be good too, because we're gonna drop off to 29,000.
Right.
Yes.
That's gonna screw up our average. And so we gotta go look
One
at
more-
2
one
years.
more, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our real kicker is 2 years, 2 more good years.
Yeah, and I think we understood that 5 years ago when we started on this journey.
Sure,
So,
sure.
Okay, well, we're getting there.
all right, gentlemen.
Well, we appreciate you
Thanks for
kind of
coming.
keeping us on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is one of the pleasant conversations about him when he comes in and yells at us, because we're too high. We need to get it taken
This
care
was a
of.
pleasant conversation, and
Yeah, it is. I
$88,000 is real money, so.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
thank you.
All right. Thanks,
And I do want to applaud our department heads that have worked excellently with the board on this.
Exactly.
We've made huge strides in this, and we'll work on the other end of it also.
Yeah, okay, all right. Thanks, Bobby. Thank you, Steve. All right, moving on to item number 6 on the agenda, certification of Marshall County Employee Health and Dental Plan. Discussion and possible action on the requirement of Iowa Code Section 509A, .15 to complete and file a certificate of compliance with the Iowa Department of Commerce Insurance Division, and actual opinion, and an annual financial report, and a $100 filing fee for the plan year ending June 30, 2015.
This is just something we do on an annual
yeah.
basis. You know, we have to approve it, but it's something that
Something
has
we
to
do
be
every year.
done. Mr. Chairman, I would motion that we approve the State of Iowa 509A Certificate of Compliance Report and the $100 filing fee and get it sent off to the State of Iowa.
Mr. Chairman, I'd second that motion.
We got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Gravenbauer.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
All right, moving to item number 7, Resolution 2015-0045, Marshall County Audit, whereas the Marshall County Board of Supervisors is electing to have an annual audit made by a certified public accountant, and whereas Chapter 11.6, parentheses 2A, Code of Iowa states that a county shall utilize procedures which include a request for proposals for such audit. Now therefore be it resolved, proposals be received in the Marshall County Auditor's Office until 9 a.m. on November 17, 2015 for audit services for the fiscal year July 1, 2015 through June 30, 2018. Written notification of the selection of a certified public accountant is to be filed with the Auditor of State, dated at Marshalltown, Iowa, the 6th day of October 2015. Again, this is just normality, normal things that we do, and
Every 3 years.
every 3 years. You know.
This 3 years sure came around fast.
Well, it did go quick,
You must
didn't
be
it?
getting older.
I guess so, or better. I'm not sure what it is, but I'd entertain a motion on this resolution.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the resolution number 2015-0045, Marshall County Audit Request for Proposals.
Mr. Chairman, I second that we adopt that resolution.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Gravenbauer.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item number 8. This is going to be kind of another presentation by Jody Bowden Fuentes and on Latinas United for a New Beginning. And Jody, if you'd like to step up to the microphone, you're on. We've talked, we visited on email, I think on telephone, and now we got you in person.
I brought you gentlemen and ma'am our information so that
Okay.
you'll have it available also.
Yeah, give the press one. They like to read.
I like the press. They make people aware of what we're doing.
Right.
That's helpful. My name is Yueli Fuentes, and
Need you to speak a little. Get up to the mic.
I am the
It will not
program.
bite you.
I am the program coordinator for Latinas Unidas por un Nuevo Amanecer, which basically means Latinas United for a New Beginning. We are a dedicated service, culturally specific service. However, we are not a culturally exclusive service. We offer domestic violence and sexual assault training, intervention, counseling, and victim advocacy. We would also very much like to help in any way that we can to cross the barriers that are standing between the immigrant community here in Marshalltown and mainstream community of functions. Let's bring our businesses out into the open. Let's get them licensed and established and in businesses. We've connected with Chamber of Commerce and offered our translation services. We've offered to kind of smooth that path in introductory type situations for people who may not really understand what legal business and what basic practices in this country might be. We have invited the board to lunch, and we will again extend that if there is a date that works for you. I make really good pozole, so
What is
you
that?
are welcome. You are welcome to stop in and join us for lunch.
Chuck and I will be glad to come sometime.
Yes, pozole is like chicken soup. It is. It's just a real simple. We can put lots of stuff on top of it, but generally we try to keep it simple because everybody's taste is a little different.
We're simple, so I think that would work. Very, very good.
We are very happy
Speak
here
for
in the
yourself.
community, and we are finding an incredibly welcoming environment. My husband and I are actually going to go look at a house tomorrow. That house is in Melbourne because I would like to have a place to run my horses.
Mhm.
But we are here to help if there is anything that we can help with. If you guys have documents within the county, within government that haven't been translated, or the translation might be a little weak, or maybe not contextually accurate, we're willing to help, and we wouldn't extend any charge for those services. We really would just like to bridge that gap between our community and the Main Street community.
How are you working with the Main Street community? I mean, as far, are we getting barriers broken down? Because many times through what I do a lot with different organizations and programs, we always find there's a barrier there we can't get through. We've always, you know, I guess, I like to say we extended a hand. And now, and one of the avenues that I've been able to break through is Luis Ortega is in charge of the 4th of July fireworks, which is a community project, a community program. Now, you know, just to try to cross a barrier, you know, and how have you been able to cross any barriers?
We've only been here for a month.
Mhm.
We moved into the offices on August 31st,
And your office is where?
right over here in City Center,
In the city center, down
lower level,
With
yeah.
are you close to the CBD,
CBD.
Central Business District, with Jenny Utter?
I'm not sure. We're close to Access.
Okay.
Access is at
okay,
one
are you
end and
working
we're
with
at
the
the
Central Business District?
I'm not sure who that is.
Well,
No.
Jenny Utter is a director of no, she's director of Main Street, isn't she? Main Street program.
I haven't, but that might be a
Okay.
good place for us to
And
look.
I guess that'd be a place to start with this.
Mm-hmm.
Are you involved with Lynn Overding at the Chamber of Commerce?
Yes,
Okay.
we had the chamber over for lunch not long
Okay.
ago and talked about some of these same barriers, and the chamber also expressed that they're having difficulties getting the community
Right.
to really connect. And I believe that our role in that is really to establish a presence and to extend that invitation to make people brave. The door is
Mhm.
open, they just need some encouragement to go through the door.
Okay.
And that's what we'd really like to see here.
All right. Anybody got any questions?
Nope.
Anything from
Thank
the
you.
press? We'll give the press the
Thank you.
opportunity to speak. All right, thank you very much, Judy. All right, moving on to item number 9, that is our public forum. This is a time set aside for the public to make comments on topics of county business other than those listed on this agenda. No action will be taken on any of these topics brought up in the public forum.
Just a reminder, everybody is going to be hot and heavy in harvest these next few weeks. Please take care on our rural roads, whether they're paved or non-paved. This equipment is big, it's not moving as fast as you think it is, and slow down and be safe.
And then, I guess, Deanne, election time coming up here. You guys getting geared up and ready to go?
We are we're waiting on the ballots. They should be
Okay.
arriving either tomorrow or Thursday. Something we did a little different, and we will be sending out a press release as well on this, is that the little ovals or the little things that you mark in, they're actually gonna be outlined in red this time. The reason being is that we have a lot of people complaining that they can't see the ovals. And since the equipment does not read red, we're able to make those as dark as we can. Unfortunately, the equipment, if you, those gray lines that goes around it, if it goes too dark, we had some troubles last time. Actually had to have the ballots reran because it was reading those little gray marks. One way to get around it is wait a little extra time and have it printed in red. The cost is minimal compared to what we'll gain in the end. So. And people who have trouble seeing red, they can still use the OVI system where it's just the touch screen and not have any problems with it. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how the public reacts to that.
Okay, good. All right, anything else, Bill?
I'm good.
Okay. Our next item is the adjournment. The next regular session is October 20th, 2015 at 9 a.m. All business to be acted upon at that session should be submitted to the county auditor and recorder's office or the board of supervisors office by Thursday, October 15, 2015 at 1 p.m. There being no further business to act in front of the board, we are adjourned at 9:21. Thank you.